Namaste. Thank you for joining me for NikkiFitness Power Yoga. We'll be toning, strengthening our muscles, while lengthening and creating flexibility. This routine is a challenging combo of my favorite yoga poses. We'll build heat with sun salutations, find focus, and tone the legs and glutes with standing balances. We'll strengthen the core with planks and boats, chisel the arms in chaturanga, and strengthen the upper back while perfecting our posture in inversions. This challenging 30-minute routine will help you breathe, relieve stress, and help meet challenges off the mat as well. So take the time now to let go. Letting yourself be on your own private island, your mat. So come here and now. Enjoy this time you set aside for yourself. And breathe. Let's begin. Hands at heart center. Deep breath in, slow deep exhale. Tune in with your surroundings. Notice the sounds, the feelings in your body, the temperature of the room, and then let all distractions just go. Find yourself here. Remembering we can always come to child's pose when we need. Continuing the breath, deep inhale and deep exhale. This time let's take our hands out to our sides and then reach them up to the sky, inhaling and twisting over the right shoulder as we exhale. Inhaling again, reach, and exhale, keeping the eyes closed or open. 2 more times, inhaling up, exhaling, twist, inhaling, and finding ourselves in our practice already, going with the flow, uniting breath and movement, and hands back to heart center. Moving on to our hands and knees, shoulders stacked over wrists, and hips stacked over knees. Slowly round the back up and down into cow and cat stretch, allowing the neck to be a natural extension of the spine. Inhaling, exhaling as we round. Inhaling, open through the heart center. Exhale. We'll continue to warm up the back with spinal extensions. Right arm forward, left leg back, and then switch. Extending long through the hands as if you're going to shake hands with someone in front of you, and pushing through the back heel, the whole time keeping the abs engaged and looking at the floor. Inhale, exhale, lower. Let's focus on that breath as we move. Ujjayi breath means you should hear it going in and out over your throat. I like to call it like the waves of the ocean. So you should hear your breathing, and anyone around you should hear it throughout your practice. And now let's move forward with the knees on the ground, getting ready for a baby chaturanga. Lowering all the way down onto the stomach, and then lift for baby cobra. Lower down, keeping the knees on the floor, push back to plank, and sit into child's pose. We'll go through this a few times, warming up the arms. Inhale, exhale, lower, keep the elbows in. Inhale, exhale down, push back up. Good. Breathing the whole time. Inhale forward. Exhale lower. Use the lower back as we lift up. Exhale down and push back. Breathe. Now let's find our first down dog of the day. We'll pedal out the feet, reaching one heel towards the floor and then the next. The heels may never reach all the way to the floor. Depends on how you're feeling today and how much we've had fun with our hamstrings recently. Pushing through starfish fingers, keep them spread, and then walk forward. Forward fold, keeping a deep knee bend until we're warm. Shake out the head, yes, we're happy to be here. And no, getting rid of any competition, judgments, or clouded thoughts. Just letting them roll off your back onto the floor. Stretching through the neck and back. And slowly keeping the knees bent, come up all the way to standing in mountain pose. Hands at heart center. Preparing to warm the legs up with a chair flow. Inhale up, Exhale, sit down as if you're sitting in the back of a chair. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower, dropping the tailbone. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Throughout the workout, I'll be showing some of the moves with sneakers on, just to show that you can do this workout anywhere, whether you're outside after a hike, or after a bike ride, or traveling. Now let's take the legs apart and do some sunflowers, inhaling and exhaling, working the inner thighs here, deeply bending the knees and keeping the knees over the ankles. Reach long through the fingers up towards the sun. Now for sunflowers, as if we're up against the white canvas and we're drawing with crayons on our fingers, drawing the outside of that sunflower. Inhale and exhale, keeping a nice flat back. And then bring it back to center and in mountain pose. Tadasana. Then reach up to the sky and slowly let's do a side stretch. Reaching the left arm to the sky, and dropping the other hand down our legs. Stretching through those obliques underneath the arm. Inhale and exhale to switch. Exhale the arm down, hands back to heart center. Let's breathe it up and take another forward fold all the way to the floor and start our first sun salutation. Right leg back, arms to the sky. You can keep your knee on the floor for your first crescent lunge. And then step back into a child's pose. Breathing each move, one breath, one movement. Forward into a kneeling chaturanga, elbows stay in. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale down. Push back into child's pose. Come back into down dog. And breathe. Step the right leg forward, keeping the back leg down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step the foot back to the front of the mat. Inhale all the way to standing. And exhale into chair. Inhale, sun salutation on the left side. Exhale, down, flat back. Left leg back, knee to the floor or up to you now. And take it down to the floor. Plank, up dog, thighs off the earth. And down dog. Leg to the sky and sweep the left leg forward. Full lunge or kneeling. Step it forward. And inhale all the way to the sky and sit. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg now. Step it back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Elbows stay in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg comes up and sweep it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to the sky. Exhale into chair. Left side again. Inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, plank. Let's add another push-up perhaps this time. Up dog, inhale. And another push-up. Down dog. Left leg sweeps forward. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, breathe into mountain. And exhale, sit. Repeating again, inhale. Exhale, fold. Right leg steps back. Crescent lunge, inhale to the sky. Stretching our hip flexors here. Plank. Chaturanga dandasana, up dog, another push-up, and Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Right leg steps forward, and let's find ourselves in our first warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Arms reach to the sky, our back foot is at a 45-degree angle, pushing into the back pinky toes as we push forward into that front knee. You also have the option of lowering your arms if it's uncomfortable to lift them to the sky. Now we open the hips to the side into warrior two. and then reverse warrior. Back to warrior 2. Breathe here. And then find ourselves in a side angle. That front knee reaching over the ankle, not over the toe. You also have the option of taking the right elbow off the knee and extending the hand all the way to the floor or a block. Then straighten that front leg, drop the arm to the floor, and look up to the sky in triangle. You have the option of using a block here, holding onto the ankle, or floating the arm. Back to warrior 2, and then lift all the way up into our half moon balance. So you're facing the side wall, your back heel pushes behind you as your head reaches forward, and maybe you can hover the arm again. Then slowly touch the left leg down back into warrior 2, and windmill the arms into down dog. Remembering this is power yoga, so as we come to the ground, we're going to start to feel the heat. Let's take our vinyasa all the way to the floor. Up dog, another push-up, and down dog. Let's get warrior 1 on this side. So hips are facing forward, pushing into that back leg and into the front knee, reaching the arms to the sky, but taking the shoulder blades away from the earlobes. You can also choose to lower our arms. Breathe here. And then open up into warrior 2, looking forward over the hand towards the horizon. And then up to reverse warrior. Turn the arms to warrior 2, and then bend the left elbow for side angle on this side. Perhaps we even extend the arm over the ear. Now straighten that front arm and front leg and find triangle. Remembering we can try to hover and use the strength in our obliques. That's what makes this power yoga different from relaxing yoga, where you would maybe use a block or hold onto your ankle. You always try to challenge yourself, knowing your limits and knowing that each day is different. Now finding Ardha Chandrasana, balancing half moon on this side. Come back to warrior 2 and lift off. Arms stack over each other, hips stack over each other, and your right foot turns to the side. Again, trying to hover using all the strength in the leg. And then back to warrior 2, and let's windmill the arms to the ground. Just center yourself in down dog and breathe. Deeply inhale, filling up your lungs like a balloon. And deeply, slowly exhale. Forward into plank, hover down. Inhale, up dog, open through the heart center. Another push-up, and down dog. Right leg forward into crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale. And drop the arms to the floor. Noticing how I feel. If any thoughts are creeping in, we focus right back onto our bodies. Thinking about the legs here, maybe we can keep them straighter on the forward bend. Reaching the arms to the sky in the lunge. Let's do another vinyasa. Up dog, push up, and down dog. Now let's spread the legs while we're in down dog and really stretch the hamstrings in straddle. You'll walk your hands back as far as they can go underneath your hips. Breathe here. Preparing for firefly. This is one of my favorite poses. Like your legs right off the ground and really balance with the upper body strength. Bend the elbows, take the hands behind you, and sort of make a shelf for the legs. Using the core strength, you'll keep looking above your fingertips and slowly straighten those legs. Lift them off the floor. Then settle back onto the floor. We'll get a chance to try that again later. Let's open the legs up into Baddha Konasana, stretching the inner thighs. And move forward back into down dog. We'll do another vinyasa here. Exhale down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, push up and down dog. The right leg will reach forward in between the hands and come up to crescent lunge again. Exhale down, bring the back leg forward, and all the way up to standing. In mountain and then into chair. Inhale up. Exhale forward, fold, hinging at the hips with a flat back. Maybe the legs can be straighter. Left leg back, reach to the sky. Another vinyasa, plank, push up dog, another push up into down dog. Now let's move from down dog into dolphin, just by placing the forearms down on the floor. And then we'll move forward into swimming dolphin and back. So prepare our upper back for some of our forearm balances later on. Use the abs to bring the hips back up. Good. Breathe here. And then come back up to our plank. Now let's hit a side plank. So stack the legs or stagger them. And you can get fancy if you'd like with an outer thigh move. Let's do 10 lifting and lowering, continuing to breathe. Then we also have the option of finding a tree pose. So if you're not doing your outer thigh today, you can just hold or find a tree pose above or below that knee joint. You also have the option of a heel stretch, grabbing either yogi toe lock or your sneaker. So whichever one you choose to do for that 30 seconds, finish it up and then come to child's pose. Coming back up to side plank on the other arm. Choose to do the tree, the heel stretch, or outer thigh lifts. And if you have wrist issues, you might choose to just hold side plank in a forearm stand on your elbow. Continue to breathe. Remember, challenging yourself and challenging your body is the best way to expand your mind. Let's do another vinyasa and into our down dogs. Let's spread the legs one more time and go for firefly once more, creating that shelf with our hands. Fingertips face forward, elbows underneath us. Sit on your forearms, holding yourself up, feet off the ground. This uses a lot of core strength as well as upper body strength. And then we'll slowly come forward and come to standing. Stretching the quad first and then going into dancer if you like. Arm to the sky and then hinge at the hips, pushing your foot into your back hand and hand into foot. Lifting that right foot up into the sky and over your head. Then let's come on to our tree pose. Leg into foot and foot pushing into leg. Perhaps we open the arms overhead. Then keeping that same foot off the ground, push the right leg into the right hand. And then open up for side stretch. Let's try that on the other side. Dancer with the left leg. Continuing to breathe. Maybe find a focal point on the floor to help your balance. And then coming out of dancer, find our tree balance, keeping the foot off the floor the whole time. So really start to feel the strengthening the standing ankle. Reach the arms up to the sky and open and breathe. Next, grab on the front of that leg and lift up and straighten those shoulders over the hips for heel stretch. We'll do a yogi toe lock or grab your sneaker, left hand with the right foot. Lift and straighten, shoulders over hips, and then look over that back hand. This is a great detoxifying twist as well as a hamstring stretcher. Other side. So this time, right hand and left toes. Find your focal point. Straighten the leg, stand up as straight as possible. Then open the hand and look to the side wall. Continuing to breathe and focus. When you're ready, come back to mountain pose. Inhale, exhale down. Finding ourselves in another sun salutation. Left leg back. Take it to the floor. Down dog. Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows in tight. Up dog. And relax in child's pose. Now let's try for a rock star. Let's lift the right leg up and bend the knee so that you're looking under your left elbow towards your leg. And then allow that leg to drop over, look over your top hand, and find wheel. Then we can do some wheel push-ups if you'd like. This is a great back strengthener, and it will stretch and work in opposition for all the pecs we did when we did our Chaturanga Dandasanas. Slowly roll it up. Let's come into our down dog on the other side of the mat, this time lifting up the left leg. Drop it over, bending the knee, look underneath your right shoulder. Flip the leg, look towards the hand, that's the most important part. Flip the other hand and do your wheel push-ups. Then lay down and pull your legs in, roll up. Stretch in Baddha Konasana once more. Going longer on the inhale and getting lower on the exhale. And come back up to sitting and slowly move into boat pose, working the abdominals. Maybe we tabletop the legs, maybe we can lengthen them a little longer. Staying broad through the chest, shoulders down away from our ears. Inhale and exhale, bring it down. Now if you'd like, you can go back into boat or do yogi toe lock, toes into fingers and fingers pressing into feet. Open up wide and sit back on the tailbone. You can also do this if you have sneakers on by just grabbing the soles of the shoes. And go back into boat. And slowly lower down. You can continue to hold boat from regular, or for an extra challenge, come all the way down to the ground and up into boat. All the way down and engage the lower abs. Exhale, inhale. Deep ocean breath. You should hear the ocean waves breathing in and out, filling up your lungs. Ujjayi breath throughout our practice. If you get lost, just come back to the breath. Let's allow the abs to recover while we lengthen the glutes. Let's take our left leg long, flexing the foot. The right foot cradles in the crook of our elbow. We hold and hug our foot and leg in as close as possible by sitting up really straight, reaching up through the crown of the head. Breathe into that stretch. Allow any tightness to melt away. Inhale and exhale. Now we can take that foot long, and if you're ready for this, you can take it above the shoulder. Cross the bottom leg over the ankle. Lean forward and look towards the front hands, past the fingertips, and then lift up. This is similar to crow, but it's called 8-angle pose, Astavakrasana. tighten the legs together and look off towards your feet. Breathe here, and then bring it back down to sitting. Let's try that stretch on the other side. If you need to, you can take your wrists, flip them so the tops of your hands are on the mat, and stretch them out for a moment. Then you can take your left leg. Hug it into your chest, sit tall, breathe, and let's make it really challenging by adding a smile. Inhale and exhale. Feel free to stay here, or if you'd like to take the leg up over the shoulder, take the bottom foot, cross the ankles, put all the weight onto those bent elbows, again creating a shelf. Balance and look past your fingertips, and then look off to the side. Breathing and moving. Good, let's come back to sitting. Give the wrists some TLC by stretching palms facing up. Let's find boat one more time. And then let's stretch the shoulders. We'll be using them again soon. Okay, bring your mat to the wall. We're going to try L stand. Hands at hips so we can measure off. Then you put your hands right back on the mat where they were when you measured your hips and walk your feet up the wall. You want your feet to be level with the hips so that it forms a right angle. Really push against the floor and try to get your head as close to the wall as possible. Strong in the arms. Push, 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 and breathe. This is a great stretch and strengthener for the upper back. Slowly bring it down and sit into child's pose to recover. Inhale and exhale. Now we'll turn over and try handstand. If you'd like to continue on with outstand, you may do that again as well. The best way to do handstand is kick up with the right, kick up with the left. Try it a few times, feeling what it is to have your weight over you. And then once you've kicked up 3 or 4 times, bring your feet back to the wall behind you. Once here, take 1 foot away, then the other. 1 foot away, then the other. And then when you're ready, perhaps you can take both feet away from the wall and balance. Slowly bring it down and sit into child's pose once more. Inhale and exhale, stretching those wrists once more. If you ever feel any tightness or need for a stretch, please take a moment and do so. This next pose will also work the upper back muscles. However, it will take all the pressure off the wrists. Get into our dolphin and then kick up. Surround your forearms and you want your elbows close to each other. Then you'll take 1 foot away from the wall and then the other. Button up through the core and push, push, push against the floor. The most important part of this pose is looking at your hands, not at the wall in front of you. So look at your hands, push against the floor. Try it a few times and then recover. And once you've tried forearm stand a few times, come back into boat pose and align yourself so that your lower back doesn't sink down. And then maybe we try wide toe boat. Take the feet out to the side. Let's stretch those shoulders once more. Reverse plank. And then let's roll it back. Taking the hands on the back ribs, we'll go into shoulder stand. Let's bring those elbows in close to each other. And you can play around with the footwork if you'd like. Then take it back overhead into plow. Be sure on these 2 moves you don't look side to side. You constantly look forward at your legs. We'll finish up with fish pose. Upside down, this is a counter stretch. You can lift the legs to make it more challenging on the abs. And now we're ready for the best part, Savasana. So extend the legs, get in a comfortable position, let the ground support you. Scan your body, let go of any tightness, and let the effects of the postures radiate throughout your body. Think about what your purpose was today for this workout, and thank your body for working through it. Be happy that you had the time to devote to your health. Continue breathing and clear your mind. When you're ready, you can slowly turn onto your right side. Bring the knees up to your chest. Use your top arm as a pillow. Take as much time as you need. Then, with the strength of your top arm, push on to a comfortable seated position. Namaste.